Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I will be making a video on how to make mastery go by faster and make it less boring. So we're gonna basically going through tips and tricks and also how to make yourself less bored while doing it. So there's a lot of mastery in here and stuff like that, but the main mastery that I'm gonna be covering all types of mastery and in the middle of it going through some tricks. So we're gonna start with rallying. What is the fastest way of rallying? So right here we have to rally 10 of these guys. So I have one behind me right now. I have some green ones, which I'll show what I'll be doing with them later in the video, but we'll use a normal one for now. So rallying is a little bit like hard if you don't have the rally charm, which is why I'm in a test account. So you're gonna have to like grind, but you can do other mastery while you are rallying the Lumion. So you can go do other mastery and let this rally. And I know it takes forever if you don't have the rally charm, but you will get there. And also, maybe you can even find a gleam or a gamma of that Lumion in here as well as an essay. Not a gamma, sorry, because you wouldn't have completed mastery. But you can get an essay from here or a gleam. So it's pretty cool to think about every time you check him. So while he is rallying, you may do other mastery. Next up, we have earn experience with him. So the fastest way to earn experience is to get as many as you can and fill up your whole entire team with that Lumion. However, if you only have an experience boost, if you have an experience boost, it would go by way quicker. If you don't have an experience boost, you can still use this method. You just use the benched instead. So first of all, you put your sluglins in the benched that you want in the benched, and then up here, these two can be put for someone else. And yeah, and you can go in the wild. Now, here's something to make it less boring. I don't want to collect experience, it's too boring. Well, maybe you can use a gleam of that Lumion, or maybe a gamma that you traded for, and you can run around and or something, and you can battle trainers to gain experience for the benched Lumions or experience boost. With a Lumion that is Gleam. It just makes it more interesting and fun to battle with a different Lumion. And so, yeah, you can go basically battle with this Lumion, which is pretty cool. Brag about it. Now, for catching Lumions in the wild, stock up on a bunch of discs. Just go in the wild, find the Lumion you want to catch. And if you have a Lumion with spare, you can use that. And you can get the Lumion down to 1 health. Spare always never kills the Lumion, so. And once you get him down, or you can hypnotize him, make him fall asleep, the chances of catching him are higher. And then you can throw a disc at him. Any disc probably, just don't ace disc it unless it's a legendary and you're having trouble. But basically disc it. As you can see, it was captured, and soon enough, you'll capture all of them. Now, for the route rares, those are going to be a bit harder because you have to really go hunting for them. So I would recommend, for fun reasons, this is for if you want to make it less boring, if you're trying to catch a route rare or just a bunch of Lumions on this route. Because yes, you can do more than one. Maybe if there's a mastery for catching Geklos and catching Sluglins, you can do more than one on the route. So yes, and you can also use boost tokens too if you have those while you are hunting, just to make it more fun. So that's when it comes to hunting. Knocking out Lumions with insert Lumion here is also basically the same as collecting XP, except you're basically knocking out Lumions, and you can use this man right here or your Gleam or your Gamma to knock out Lumions. You can also use, if you have a friend, some people don't have a friend, super sad. If you have a friend, you can also knock out Lumions faster at the Battle Coliseum, especially for Lumions that tend to be weak, like So you can go to the Battle Coliseum and do 100 all or something, and you can knock everything out just like that. There's also like there's also mastery like deal 10 paralyze 10 Lumions. That would probably be easier in the wild. However, you could also go to the Battle Coliseum if your friend is willing to let you paralyze his or her Lumions. If you have friends, once again. However, I think it would be better in this server so that your friend doesn't really deal damage to you and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's that mastery. Leveling up Lumions can be the same as collecting experience, basically. Although we haven't been getting a lot of level up insert number of times lately. Also, level up would be faster. Also, if you also had more than one Lumion, because then you could just level up more and more and more, causing the level up meter to go up faster. So. Capturing legendaries, there really is no easy way to this. If you have boost tokens, you could boost it. But honestly, when it comes to capturing legendaries, you would, the only thing I can recommend, which for players who are currently at Atlantean City, can't help you with. But if you're still earlier in the game, maybe, for example, if you got Dust Kit but haven't unlocked Ikazun yet, you can hunt for Dust Kit first, because if you get your Roman boost pity to 1, it's a guaranteed Dust Kit and nothing else, because Dust Kit's the only thing you can find. Or Dust Kit's the only Roman you can find, so maybe you can get Dust Kit first and then continue on the story and get Ikazun. That's literally all I have. Legendaries are not easy to find. They are just pretty tough to find. Discover all evolutionary stages. Level stuff up. You can go on the Lumion Legacy wiki and like figure out too on the wiki how to level up this Lumion. Fastest way to do it. You just have to discover all evolutionary stages. If you have a friend with that Lumion, you can also have that friend trade over the Lumion to you, so that way you won't have to level it up yourself. Because if a friend trades you, let's just say Harvesect, your friend's like, okay, you need Harvesect. Here you go, you can have Harvesect. And he gives you Harvesect, so now you have Harvesect, and it's discover all evolutionary stages will be completed because your friend can give you Spirit V and Harvesect. You see what I'm saying? You can basically trade for the Lumions. Deal a certain amount of damage. I would highly recommend to do this in a Battle Coliseum, because there you can deal more damage to your friends. Like, I was battling Zaki. Well, my alt account, actually. I was battling my alt account for mastery when I learned this. And apparently it works. And every time I battled my alt account, I did like 2,500 damage. So, it was great. It was a lot of damage. So basically, this is a great way to do the deal damage. So guys, for the Friendship Mastery, Geklo has Friendship Mastery. That's why he's out right now. What I did was I ran all the way from Midtown and all the way to the Entertainment District. At least Route 8 back then. But you basically want to keep doing this. So right now, he is meh. Okay, he is he doesn't know what to think of me. So we're going to see how much that will go up if I run from here to the Entertainment District. Sometimes if like he's bored, like if he's at his lowest mark, I do run through Gale Forest to get some extra tiny steps. So keep that in mind. You can run through Gale Forest. Also in Route 3, if you want more extra steps, I also used to go up there, cross the bridge to the dead end, and then come back down here, and then continue my way to Route 4, because that also adds in the extra steps, and extra steps matters. This probably wouldn't contribute anything, but you can also go into the cave probably and back out. And once again, this probably wouldn't matter, but you can also run around this whole entire area for a little bit of extra steps. Right here in Sylvan City, if you want a little bit of extra steps, you go this way and then you go around into the route, or maybe you just don't want to do that. You could go this way. I would recommend going this way though, because it's a bit longer to get to the next route, giving you extra steps to raise happiness. Once again, for those extra steps, you could take a trip into the village and then continue over here. So I'm going to basically be naming every extra step just in case you want the max potential every time you run from Mitts to Entertainment District. There are a lot of extra steps in Route 5, but it would be too confusing to name them all. So honestly, you can run around Route 5 just exploring literally every cranny and corner. And for all you know, you could probably run through the whole Igneous Hollows too. So, but anyways, yeah. Also, every time I make it to a landmark or that kind of area, sometimes I do in every city, I take one lap around the city before continuing. I just want to put my Geklo in as much steps as he can to get the most happiness possible per lap. This part is also optional, but every time I get to Rally Ranch, I always take 10 laps around this place, and then I continue. This is optional. You can take as many laps as you want. It doesn't really matter, but I usually take 10 laps around here, and then I continue to Route 7. Now, as a quick reminder, I won't be taking any shortcuts or extra steps in this video. I will just ignore all the extra steps just to see how much he can get raised without taking these extra steps, since these extra steps are optional. But you could take them if you want it to be raised. A whole nother happiness level, probably. It adds up to that. On Route 7, you can go down here and take an extra steps into the junkyard if you want to. Oh yeah, quick reminder. You would probably want to do happiness with it's probably pretty boring running around like crazy. So you'd probably want to raise happiness with a Lumion that you actually care about. So for example, Geklo has get max happiness for his mastery as one of his things. If you get a Gleam or a Gamma Geklo, this could be made much easier. And same with Wimpor, who also has that. And same with one of the cows, I forgot. I think it's one of the calf notes you have to get max mastery with. So yeah, do it with a Gleam or a Gamma. You could take extra steps into Pollute Corp, but I wouldn't recommend it because just like Igneous Hollows, there's Lumions everywhere, and unless you have a bunch of repels, that's going to get quite annoying. On Route 8 for a little bit of extra steps, you can take a left into there and then come back out. Once again, optional, but you can take laps around this rock. Which would be pretty cool, I guess. Take some laps around this rock before continuing. Also optional, but you could take a run through Goppy Pond because that place is a little bit big. And now, once you are here, you can take some laps around the Living District or the Entertainment District. But for real now, without taking any extra steps or shortcuts, let's see what our Geklo is at. So he didn't know what to think of me at the beginning, and now he is bored. So without taking any extra steps, he went up by 1 rank. However, if you take these extra steps, he would probably smile instead. And if you do that again, he'll be extremely happy. And so the fastest so far that I have done, that I know of, that someone has done friendship is 45 minutes. But if you use the strategy I use, you could probably do it in 30 minutes. 30 minutes per max friendship to Lumion. You can also battle with this Lumion if it has like a XP quest or a knockout 30 Lumions, because battling with him and your team will also raise friendship up. And battling with him on your team in general will also raise friendship up. But the fastest way that everyone recommends is running with him, whether it's taking laps in Rally Ranch or running from start to finish. So yeah, that's that. Okay, so to be honest, besides having to find route rares, the hardest mastery that I have trouble with is deal critical hits. Because critical hits, I don't know the exact rarity, but I'm assuming they're like a 10% chance or maybe even a 5% chance. Critical hits are not easy to get. What I can say though is if you have a Lumion with max mastery, critical hits should be not max mastery. I'm so sorry. If you have a Lumion with max friendship, then like this Geklo, which we were talking about earlier, then he could probably deal critical hits more often. I don't know if that'll work or not, but that's how it works in like Pokemon and stuff. So I'm assuming it would also work here. And also, it depends on what Lumion you're trying to get critical hits with. But for example, if you have a Skalava, if you evolve it to a certain evolution, then you can basically teach it the move Fire Slash or whatever it's called, and slat moves and then stuff like or if there's a water type Lumion you have to deal critical hits with, you can teach it Hydro Slash. Hydro Slash and Fire Slash deal critical hits more often. Also, if that Lumion can learn the move Examine, every time you use the move Examine, your next move is guaranteed a critical hit. So you can use it against wild Lumions. So basically, look out for moves with slash at the end with descriptions that say like lands critical hits more often, or look out for the move Examine. So you can do that too, because critical hits are really annoying to get. So, and I know that because I have fully completed mastery on my main account. I'm just using my alt for an example. Now I will continue, but with ways that are mainly more fun to do mastery. First of all, if you have friends, which I've said a lot in the video, it's okay if you don't have friends. It gets really depressing when you don't. But if you have friends, maybe do mastery with them. You can have a full-on conversation with them, or if you don't have friends, simply talk in the chat unless your whole chat is a Spanish-talking people. But basically, you can talk in the chat and make new friends, or you can talk with your friends in private chat, in the chat, basically anywhere. Get on, meet with them, doesn't really matter. So yeah, you can talk with friends. If you're bored doing mastery, you can also record a video. Just a funny little video that you can upload or keep to yourself. So you can do that while you're doing mastery, make a little skit. And one more thing before we move on to reasons how to make it more fun as well. There's super effective move. You can also do it the same as you do like the go battle with your friend or an alt account, or if you have none, I guess you could try and find some Lumions on the route that you would be super effective against. And I think I named all the masteries in here that would be quite helpful for this operation. So, oh yeah, there's also like Knockout 15. Just go to the route where it's most plentiful. Usually the common Lumions have the knockout, although there hasn't really been a knockout in quite a while, actually. So, unless I'm wrong, but I don't have anything on me right now. And once again, event Lumions, I can't really help you with, can't really capture one right now, so, yeah, you're gonna have to wait till next year for when it's Christmas. And all you people waiting for Nyamaray to come back, I know it's pain waiting for Nyamaray because it just there hasn't been another sweet retreat yet. Anyways,